Hello everyone! Since I am Portuguese, it would be untraditional if I didn't make a video for a salted cod dish. I'll start with one of the most well-known recipes, and also my wife's favorite cod dish, cod with cream. First, the main ingredient, cod. These have already been soaked in cold water for 72 hours. The process rehydrates the fish meat and reduces the amount of salt. It still has enough salt that I will not need to add any to the dish. And since this will be shredded and added to a sauce mixture, I chose some thinner slices of fish. Start by preheating your oven to 180 degrees Celsius with a convection fan setting if available. While I wait for the oven, I dice a large onion and 2 garlic cloves. I'd like to present a little disclaimer while you watch me cutting onions. I usually make this dish in a different way, but since it's my first cod dish for the channel, I wanted to follow the more traditional recipe. In a future video, I will be presenting the way I usually do this. I am still going to do some cheating though. This dish should take fried potatoes, but since I dislike frying stuff at home, I'm going to bake pre-fried French fries. I would normally use a bag of small potato cubes, but they were out of stock at my local supermarket. Instead, I will be using this bag of pre-fried French fries. To bake these, I place them on a large tray. Try to spread the potatoes around and make sure they don't stack on top of each other. Once your tray is full, place it in the preheated oven. Don't let the potatoes thaw. They should still be frozen solid when you place them in the oven. The first tray wasn't wide enough for the full bag, so I had to place the remaining potatoes on a second tray and bake both simultaneously. While the potatoes bake, set your pot on the stove and turn on low heat. For this step, I prefer to use a narrower pot. It's easier to get the cod pieces submerged in the sauce. Add some butter, and once it melts, drop in the diced onion and garlic. Stir a bit to get everything coated in butter. While the onion and garlic cook, it's time to prepare the sauce. For this amount of cod, I usually go with 200 ml of full-fat milk and 400 ml of whipping cream. These measurements will result in a thicker mixture with a high fish to sauce ratio. Some people prefer the mixture to be thinner. In that case, just increase the amount of sauce. Also, other people prefer to use only the milk and make a bechamel afterwards. There are several valid options here. You should go with what feels right to you. After mixing, heat the mixture in the microwave on a medium setting between 30 seconds and 1 minute. It should keep the milk from curdling when you add it to the pot. When your onions and garlic are done, add the fish. I find it sticks less if I keep the skin side up. Try to get all pieces in contact with the bottom of the pan. Once all the pieces are in, add your sauce and cover the pot. Get it up to a simmer, but don't allow it to boil. If you are using a gas stove, you might want to move the pot to one of the medium burners, like I did. After 5 minutes, check the fish. Make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom and reposition the pieces to get all of them submerged. After another round of 5 minutes, check the fish again. Salted cod usually cooks quickly, and I don't want it to get overcooked. If the fish meat is starting to flake, then it's ready. Use a skimmer to get the cod out of the pot. Make sure to also get any fish bone that may have broken off the pieces. We don't want prickly surprises, especially if it's going to be served to small children. Like this nasty piece here. There could be some smaller ones still, so I'll do another pass with the skimmer. You would be able to see that the skimmer is not picking any more fish bones. if I didn't keep my forearm in front of the camera. If I was cooking the cod in milk, I would now get started on the bechamel. With the cod cooked, it's time to remove the skin and remaining fish bones. I keep a second plate on my side to move the fish bones to as I remove them. Helps me get a cleaner result. I start by picking the meat out of any loose fish bones. Then, I work the pieces of fish one at a time. I find it easier to remove the skin first. Starting on one end, it should easily peel off. With the skin removed, start picking the fish bones out of the meat. I will usually break the fish into different pieces. The ones I know that have more bones and the ones with less bones. I then start by deboning the ones with more bones. Notice how the fish flakes. Fish bones will be located in between these flakes of meat. Just keep flaking the meat, you will come across all of the fish bones. Do your best to get all of the bones out in the first pass. It is nightmarish to try and find fish bones in the midst of flaked fish meat. It took me 10 minutes to fully debone and flake all 3 pieces of fish. This is how it should look when you are through. And now, our potatoes should be about done. After baking for an hour and a half, this is how they are looking. Golden and perfect. Put all the potatoes on a deep tray and keep the oven on. They will be returning shortly. Now, add your flaked fish back to the sauce. I also take the opportunity to add some seasoning. I start with a more than fair amount of nutmeg. I am using pre-ground since I am out of a whole nutmeg. Have I told you that I really like nutmeg? Followed by a generous amount of black pepper. Trust me, this is not over-seasoned. Note that I did not add salt at any point. The cod still has enough salt to get everything seasoned properly. Give it a good stir to make everything come together. Now add the cream and cod mixture to the tray with the potatoes. At this point, I realized that my tray is too wide, and that I may have overestimated the amount of potatoes. As I said in the beginning of the video, I usually make this dish in a different way that completely bypasses this issue. Try to spread and mix the sauce with the potatoes as evenly as humanly possible. Afterwards, you should top it with cheese, and I'm not using any kind of cheese. In fact, let me show you the package. See, this is commonly called island cheese, but that's a misnomer. It is called St. George's Island cheese. See the name on the logo? If you want to shorten it, just call it St. George's cheese, not island cheese. Now that I'm done ranting, choose a cheese to your liking. This one is a strongly flavored cheese with a spicy aftertaste. But, as in all things in home cooking, go with something you prefer. I grate the cheese directly on top of the tray. Try and get a nice full layer covering the whole dish. When you are happy with your cheese cover, just place it back in the oven until the cheese melts and starts to brown. Mine took about 4 minutes. Once it's done, here is how it looks. The smell is wonderful, and with a hungry family waiting, I have to get to serving. As always, the dinosaur plate comes first. I have to check this one for any remaining fish bones and to cut the potatoes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you don't replicate the recipe, at least that you took some ideas to apply to your own cooking. If you want to keep following the channel, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Also, leave a comment on what cheese you prefer on this type of recipes. We also welcome suggestions for other recipes or history topics you would like to see us cover. After setting the plates, I'll have to gather the family, but before that, I'll just take a little extra time and top the plates with a bit of freshly chopped spring onion. Thank you for watching.